back with another video. I'm Lulu.
I'm Bam.
And welcome to a new segment of our YouTube channel where we're going to be, talking about relationships, marriage, and if y'all got new topics y'all want us to share, just let us know. So we're going to call it, we are still coming up with a name for this segment. I don't want to give away any names because we might not stick with that. But what are we talking about?
What we talking about tonight?
Because it's nighttime, by the way. Kids are asleep, so we finally got time. But yeah, what are we talking about tonight? What are we sharing with the people?
Let's see.
Hold on, because I got baby throw up on me. So if my shirt look a little dingy, that's why.
Yeah. What we talking about tonight? We're talking about the 5 things that we learned about being married.
Yes. So who wants to go first?
You go first. Nah, I could go first. I say
you're number 1.
My number 1, like the
we
number
are also
1.
trying to get a mic, y'all. So like our next video might be a little better. We're growing this channel, so we're still learning. So
yeah,
bear with us. I'm sorry.
So what?
Yeah, that first,
my top number 1 thing.
I mean, if you want to put yours in order, that's fine. I don't really have an order for mine.
Okay, y'all don't got an order either.
Okay, yeah.
I'm about to say, because what I want to hit you with, and that might be like number 4 or number 5. Why? Yo.
Okay, pause. You definitely gonna edit it. Cause that's insane.
What are you doing, boy? Oh, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? Why you got that Vaseline, bro?
Like,
you just the Vaseline talk on your face, on your hair, on your hands.
Okay, I'm moving it back, but that is. I looked over. Why is that what I see?
Oh, right there.
Meow.
Meow. Ain't no milk in there. Ain't no milk in there. You get a half a bowl. Get a half a bowl. Hey, good girl.
Alright.
So.
You talking at good level.
So.
Not too loud.
5 things that, one of the 5 things I learned about since being married is like patience. It takes patience to deal with a lot of the stuff I deal with on a daily. Whether it's you, whether it's the kids, whether it's anything, just patience. Even when I'm at work. That's one because back then, like I ain't had no patience. I was like hot-headed head first, like.
I feel that.
Yeah. So, what's one of the things you learned?
The first thing I'm gonna say I learned is a little simple one. Don't let other people's perception of happiness ruin your reality. Like, you could be loving your relationship, loving your partner, and like everything is fine. It fits for us. Like, it fits for whoever. We're talking to y'all, but we're talking to each other too. But like, let's say what we got is like working for us, right? Like the way we do things, and like we're both happy. And then you have other people, like maybe friends or family or coworkers or whatever. They're like, oh, y'all married, but y'all do that. Oh, y'all married, but y'all don't do this. Like, people have their own opinions about what marriage should be and what should go on within a marriage. And then if you are like weak-minded, or if you're not strong in your bond with your partner, you can let other people's ideas of happiness like throw off what you've already been doing. So I think that's a big thing. Like, don't let what other people say or other people's idea of what marriage should be influence your marriage. Like, if you're happy and you know you're happy, like, do what works for you, period. So yeah, that's my number one. That's my first thing I've learned.
I learned that too, though, for real.
Yeah, so what's your second thing?
Okay, my second thing is like, let me see, my second thing.
You got time.
It's like, my second thing is like, you know, okay, like, my second thing I learned is like I can't explain it. Like, it's like you are a reflection of me, right? Mm-hmm. So like I'm like the man of the house, like head of the household. So I feel like I'm learning that, like a provider, like a leader and stuff like that. Like I wasn't taught that, you know what I mean? So like I'm learning that, like day by day, year by year, being married, you know what I mean? Like
period.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I feel that.
That's what I learned though, for real. Like,
yeah, to
learning still.
Off of that, not really one of mine, but that's a perfect example of you kind of learn as you go. Like, okay, I don't want to get into other stuff. So I'm gonna have more videos about like some other marital stuff. But you know, marriage is a learn as you go type of thing. It's not a one size fits all. So you're not gonna go into a marriage knowing exactly what to do.
Yeah, like
if you've never been married, also.
Yeah.
Like you learn on the job. Like you learn on the job. You figure out how to be a better husband, how to be a better wife. Like that's something you learn about.
Well, like you got to learn that from your wife too, though.
Yes, you see that with your partner.
Yeah, that's why I said like you like a reflection of me, and like dealing with like even if it like.
Period.
Okay, what's number? What's your number two?
Number two for me. Number two for me, I think this goes hand in hand with what you were saying. Like, I think, okay, you know what I was saying? Like when we were in the car, like if you've been doing a certain whatever by yourself for like so long, like letting your partner help you in whatever. And I know you said to me, I've helped you grow like emotionally, you know, like with some of the patience or whatever. And I feel like in general, like I've learned how to let go and like let you help me like in a more physical way, you know, like instead of just getting up and doing it myself, like, you know, like not wanting to ask for help or something, like just the most basic things, like letting your partner do it for you. And the same thing, like this is all a part of my number two. I think that goes with like what I've learned in a marriage, because I did not always feel this way. Like you need your partner. We talked about this too. Like you need your partner. Like people act like, oh, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. Yeah. That's fine and dandy, but I feel like it's in our nature to want to be married. Like it's in our nature to want a partner. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just in the nature to be loved.
I wouldn't say that's what people look for, because ain't no telling what people look for now.
But most people do.
Yeah, like they look for like longevity. Like they ain't just looking for no.
Yeah, I think deep down that's what everybody wants, but they might be afraid.
At the time, they might be, yeah.
But yeah, like I need my husband, and I feel like my husband needs me, and so like you have to learn to let go and like let your partner help you. Like it's not just, oh, I can do it myself, and you might well and good be able to do it by yourself, but you shouldn't have to.
Just imagine if you could do the same thing like that. No, I'm just saying like we good. I'm just saying like somebody else that's single and they're like, oh, I could do it myself, blah, blah, blah. But if they had somebody else that's on that same energy, I could do it myself if y'all come together. Imagine what y'all could do there.
And I think it's beautiful when you think like, oh, I can do it by myself, and then you find a partner who is willing and able to help you too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like helping you emotionally, physically, mentally. However you need your partner to be there for you is how your partner should show up for you, and I think that's important. Like, balance. Yeah. But yeah, that's my number 2. So number 3, what's your number 3?
Okay.
I gotta think about my number 3 while you think about your number 3.
And me too though, like, oh, number 3. You know, since being married though, like, you know, like, well, this is number 3, okay? This is number 3. I just don't know how to, ain't no specific, like, wording for it. Like, I just say it, like, it don't be like all of that playing, like just chilling with the bros and just like, you know, going out and stuff like that. I feel like all of that, like a done deal for me. Like, that's number 3. Like, I learned that, like, well, not learned this since being married, but like I learned since I felt like I've been married with you for so long, so it feel like
literally. I feel like you've never been one to like really just go out with your friends, but I do feel like you did it more when we were not married.
Yeah.
You know, like just on you know, like not that anything was bad about it, but
like I'll pull up to their house or whatever and we'll be chilling or something like that, but it ain't for long. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it, like, it just, but I don't miss it or nothing like that. Like, I'd rather be here with my family and just chilling. Like,
yeah.
Like, for real, this feel like a man's safe place.
I feel that. And I feel like it's good to know, like, there's nothing wrong with, like, hanging out with your friends or anything.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it, but
I feel like at some point, though, it's just, like,
it's just
how you feel.
Like,
it's like you might not even want to do it anymore.
That same energy I'm giving to my friends, I could be giving up my kids. Like, I could be taking them to the park or something, or taking them out somewhere. I don't really need to be. I mean, don't get me wrong. If me and the bros want to get the kids together, that ain't nothing.
Yeah.
But and give y'all a break or something like that. Whoa.
That was a good one. That's a good number 3.
4 and 5 gonna hit.
I'm literally still thinking
4 and 5
4
gonna
and
hit.
5. Okay, my number 3.
Boy, I swear to God.
What's my number 3? I need time to think about it.
Wait. Nah, go ahead.
Okay. So I think this was one of my most important ones, and I stand by it, and I be telling Bay all the time. And I recently told like 2 of our friends, well, that's a couple. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, I know what you're talking about now.
You're so corny. But yeah, I think it is important to know that, like, when you marry someone, like, the day you decide to marry somebody, I feel like that's how you choose to love them forever. Like,
preach. Nah. Ooh,
yes, I think that's the most important thing. Like, don't marry someone the way they are and then expect them to change in a week, a month, a year, 10 years. Like, don't marry potential, marry reality. You know what I mean? Like, if your partner was lying before you got married, if they were a manipulator before you got married, and you decided to marry them at that point, expect to have that till death do you part. You know, if you say, you know what, I don't want to marry you now, you can work on yourself, they work on themselves, and then you get married, that's a different story. But people get married and expect for that person to change after marriage for the better. But if that person never changes from the day you say I do, you should love them forever for who they are. So, yeah, that's my number 3.
My number 4, okay, since being married, my number 4, your wife is your number one support system. And that's with everything, anything you want to do.
I need a SpongeBob thing. He's number one.
Yeah, right.
He's number one. Okay.
But like, yeah, I like that since being married too. Like,
would you like to elaborate on that?
Anything I ever did or wanted to do, like it wasn't no like, I wouldn't even say bad support or bad anything. It was always like, hey, that's what you want to do. I'll fully support that. Period. I always want to do that. Like, if you want to do that, then go ahead. I'll fully support that. Whatever it was, no matter if it was going to McDonald's flipping burgers, she was fine with going to travel to do something. Like, she support that. Anything I want to do for her.
It's okay.
Daddy mode activated.
Oh my God.
Daddy mode unactivated.
Oh my God. I wasn't going to say this one. Like, I wasn't going to say this in particular for this video, but I think it matches what you're saying and it leads to my number 5. So I think it's so important to keep God first, and we're still on our journey, you know what I'm saying? But I say that to say, like how he said your wife is your number one supporter. I feel like, and I went into a whole separate little video on this. We may or may not still do it, like the whole who comes first conversation. Because some people are like, oh, my spouse comes first. Some people like, my kids come first. Ain't nobody coming before my kids. And some people are like, oh, my mama come first. Anyway, long story short, I can say I feel like we both believe after God, the spouse comes first. And I think people take that so literal, like, oh, if I'm down to my last bite, if I'm down to my last shoe, give it to your spouse, not your kid. That's not what that means. It means that after God, if you put your spouse first, because you're one anyway, once you get married, you make those vows and you become one, period. So like your spouse is like yourself. You have to fill up your own cup before you can pour into your kids' cups. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pour orange juice into a glass if there's no orange juice inside of the orange juice jug.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't pour love and compassion and kindness. I can't be a nurturer if my cup is empty. So with my spouse, together as a whole, we take care of each other so that we can then take care of our kids. And I think that's where people get it misconstrued. Like, it's not about when it comes down to your last who you give it to, because together we're going to give our kids our last, you know? But to get as one, you have to put your spouse first so that you can then make the best choice for your kids. So yeah, so that's just a part of like your wife and your husband being your number one supporter. Like, you have to keep that person on top. Like, you can't, there should not be a space between husband and wife. The kids are next to us, not in between us. So I think more married people, well, you know what, I take that back. That's something we learn. How other people conduct their marriages is on them, but I think more marriages might last a little longer. I think sometimes kids are the reason that marriages grow apart when it doesn't have to be that way. But yeah, that's my number 4.
Number 5 is basically like, what I learned, like, it's basically like, going off of what I said earlier, like, not going out, like I remember, this is kind of like an example of what I mean. Like, I remember when, like, you tell me, I'm tired of you coming out, I'm tired of you going out and coming back 2.5 hours later, 3 hours, 4 hours later. I used to be like, babe, I mean, that's just me. I mean,
it was the communication. Is that okay? I feel you though. it was a no communication with the 2-3 hours, you know. But I feel so.
Yeah, no, because even now, even with the communication, you still be like, well, no, that's the, you still be gone. So it's just like, just cut on, like, just to like. Like, I had a little saying, I couldn't think of it, that's why I went blank, but. Cause I was gonna say something, but like it ain't always that, you know what I mean? But,
yeah.
cause you know they say like happy wife, happy life, or happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
But it's like
happy spouse, happy house.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Happy spouse, happy house.
But if you, no, I ain't gonna say that. You too. I ain't gonna say that one. What?
Going off of what I previously said about, you know, how your spouse should come first, so that you can then, you know, put your kids' best interest first. This is more about like things in general, like maybe I can explain it better than what I'm about to try to say, but like don't let your kids, like I said, like there shouldn't be a gap between you and your spouse. It should be you and your spouse, and then your kids should surround you, like in a metaphorical way. Like your kids shouldn't stand in between you two. So the last one is just don't let your kids create a gap or like distance between you and your spouse. And some of that is like, I guess, can tie into like intimacy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like maybe you might lose some intimate moments with your partner because like maybe your kids want to sleep in the same bed with you, or your kids just, they're not asleep or whatever. It's important to always make time for your partner outside of the kids, because in reality, before we were married, it was me, it was you, single, no kids. We got married, and then it was us. So like we came first, and then these kids came after. I'm not saying the marriage came first, because we had our daughter before we got married, but all the other 3 came within marriage. But before it was any of these kids, it was just us. And then after these kids move out, it's still just going to be us. So you don't want to, absolutely. So you don't want to be left in 20 years with the gap between you and your spouse that the kids created, when the kids are going to grow up and get their own lives, their own husbands, hopefully have their own families. You know what I mean? And so now you got a gap between you and your husband that you couldn't heal because you put your kids first. You never listen to your spouse because, oh, the kids need this. What about what your husband needs? What about what your wife needs? So I think like sometimes we get so caught up in being a parent, or I'm gonna say sometimes we get caught up in being a parent, a sister, a brother, a child ourselves, that we forget that we are a wife or a husband. And I think that title, after being a child of God, that title follows suit. You know, like, because technically, just saying, you should be a wife or a husband before you become a parent. And sometimes it happens the other way around. You become a parent before you are married, but it should be you are married first and then you have kids after. So let's make it make sense, you know? But yeah, don't let the kids like create distance between you. Always stick together, you know? So yeah, that's my last and final one.
Anything to add on? Like, anything you want to add on?
I mean, I don't think so.
I got some.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I just gotta say, like, you know, I be talking to my boys a lot, and I be saying, like, you know, like, I be looking in the wrong places for these girls, whatever the case may be. Like, stop looking for these girls in these places, man. Like, because, bro, like, I'm telling you, like, it's only gonna lead to exactly what you thinking to. Like, if you gonna go to the club,
where do they need to be looking for girls? Are you saying you can't find a wife? in the club?
No, I'm not saying you can't find a wife in the club.
You know, I'm just trying to clarify for the people.
Like,
because that don't mean you gonna find a wife at church. I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
No. Like, these guys be looking in the wrong places. Like, they using the wrong head when they looking at these girls and think about what, like.
Okay, but not every guy is doing that, and they still probably not looking. You know what I'm saying? They're still probably not finding the right people. You know what I'm saying?
They're just looking in the wrong places.
I feel that. Because it's okay if you find the wife there, but don't go looking there for her, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, look in places where you think you're going to find a respectable person.
Yeah, just stop looking like.
But if you find her there and she happens to be a wife, then.
When I got with you, I wasn't looking for nobody.
Right. But I'm saying, when I got with you, I was 17. I wasn't even thinking about marriage. I mean, I always knew I wanted to be married, but I'm just saying, like, I wasn't. So I'm just saying, sometimes you're looking for somebody because you want company at the moment, not necessarily. And I don't mean that company. I'm saying sometimes you just like, you might just want a partner, you just want a boyfriend, you just want a girlfriend. Like, not everybody's looking for marriage. So like, I'm just saying, in the case of your friends or boys in general, like maybe when they see somebody or they go into these places, they might not necessarily be going to look for a wife. You know, maybe they just want to look for a boyfriend or a girlfriend.
I feel that.
That might end up being their wife or something, you know?
They always come to me, man, how you do it, bro? You make it look easy. It's far from it. Like,
looks can be deceiving. There is, I do got something I want to say, because I'm about to say it right now.
Say that.
There is nothing about marriage that is easy. But loving your spouse should never be hard. You know, like, marriage isn't just a walk in the park. Like, it's going to be rainbows and flowers every day. You're going to, like, just want to love on your partner every day. I want to cook for my partner every day. It's just rainbows and sunshine. Like, and that's not what marriage is. Marriage is hard work. It's consistency. It's communication. It is selflessness. Like, literally selflessness. If you don't want to be selfless, if you don't want to think about another person, if you don't want nobody else's input in your life, if you want to do everything how you want to do it, don't get married. Because that's not what marriage is. Marriage is sacrifice. However, just because that's hard work, loving your partner should come easy. Like, the love you have for your partner,
that's the easiest thing.
Should be easy. And that's what makes marriage doable. Like, it's hard, but loving your partner is worth, like, it makes it worth wanting to be married and sticking in the marriage and wanting to work things out. So, yeah.
Because, like, you could, and another thing that, like, being married and stuff, like, this should have been one of my numbers, but, like, being married and stuff like that, like with me and you, like, we need time to, like, ourselves. Like, we definitely need time to ourselves, like, as far as, like when we took, like, a trip, like, you need that, because, like, I remember when we went to Cali and we came back, like, it was, like, when we was gone, like, I felt, I won't say young again, because I ain't old or nothing like that, but
no,
I just felt like we were, like,
you take that time to be husband and wife and not parents. Like, we're parents always now. We've been parents for 6 years at this point, almost 6 years. So we're gonna always be parents. But your village matters. When your village is willing to watch your babies and you're able to go away and get away with your partner, you can just focus on being a wife or being a husband. You don't have to also focus at that moment on being a parent. And I think that's what it is. Like, you know,
we working hard.
Great point. Like, it's just so crazy at how you can perceive things. Like, when someone says, I need this, it doesn't necessarily mean like, I'm gonna die if I don't get it. It's like, there's a lot of things that we need that people say is like a want. Like, you need mental health days. Like, you'll probably be fine if you don't take them, but like, they're important to have. And we need to put more like normalcy on like saying, I need this. Like, babe, I need to like stop what I'm doing and like go take me a hot shower because like I've been stressed today. Like I'll probably be fine if I don't take the hot shower, but to say you need it is just like, you know what I mean? Like make that normal to say you need something even though it's not like
really
life or
needable.
death. Yeah, like it's not. Yeah, it's not life or death, but like you still need that. Like it's still something that
Yeah, like I
is
need this
good
boy
for
to go
your
to bed.
health. Oh my! I think this was a good convo, and like we gonna come back with more topics, and it ain't always just gonna be about marriage. Like it could be about anything. Y'all can give us topics about kids, marriage, fashion. I mean, whatever. I mean, even though we ain't too fashionable right now, but I'm just saying, like whatever y'all want to talk about, we can talk about. We can dissect it. We can put it down. Also, we might have some friends and family on here too that are going to share their opinions about certain things.
I got some of my boys, and I talk
wanna,
to y'all. I talk to y'all. Y'all know what's up.
We just want to make this good. Like, we want y'all to tune in. We want y'all to be excited about these talks. Like, you know, and maybe we'll get big enough. We can bring other people on. You know, like we'll see. We'll see.
To all my boys, y'all see, he's still here with me. Doing a video.
We need to cut him out.
Like,
I need to hush because we need to get off this.
okay.
Here's video.
That's about it.
But yeah, we gonna call it a night. We just wanted to go ahead and film this while the twins were sleeping so that we can bring y'all content. Because again, as a family of 6, this is not easy.
Far from it, I tell everybody.
We're making time for it because it's something that we really want to do, and discipline is all it takes. So support us, subscribe, like, comment, whatever, you know.
And welcome to our life.
So literally, because like we ain't the type of people who want to put our life on camera, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like we're just having fun with it, you know. So
now you know what time it is. Trying to get on that 2K. Yo.
Oh my gosh.
Time to get active.
To bed. So peace.